Today I'm on a journey deep into the heart of Bono Region of Ghana, Jinijini, to meet a man whose story defies expectations.
For 500 acres of land to plant, it wouldn't be less than $500,000. Ghana, around Ejura, somewhere in Kumasi, has some of the best moringa leaves. So she invested, and I think it's called Kuli, Kuli. It's $1 billion industry. United States dollars.
George Aduhene, a US Navy veteran, a trained lawyer, and currently an attorney advisor with the US Customs Border Protection. But here in Jinijini, they simply call him Farmer George.
Okay, so this is the nursery. Okay. So how many with this space, how many do you think you can get?
From the structured corridors of law and government service in America to the wide open fields of his homeland, George has traded courtroom debates for cultivating acres of soursop. At the helm of CediFresh Farms, he's on a mission to turn soursop farming into a force for rural transformation, creating jobs, nurturing his community. As I make my way to the farm, I can't help but wonder what drives a man who leaves the comfort of a steady career abroad to answer the call of the land.
This is Farmer George, a lawyer by profession, a farmer by passion. It's been a long journey, but my heart has always been on this soil.
This is more than just a farm visit. This is a story of vision, resilience, and a bold message to Africans in the diaspora. The future is here, and it's ripe for harvest. I'm here in Brekum West to interview a diasporan that has moved back, that's doing soursop. But this doesn't look like aloe to green. This looks like coconut. So I don't know if I'm in the right place, but I'm looking for George. George!
Look what we got here!
And I see catfish. What's this catfish?
Yes!
Tell me about this.
All right. We got a little crazy, but I'll tell you about this all later. I'll tell you about it.
No. It's not about later.
But see, that's
you never told me that you're doing catfish too.
I'll boss you about it. It just so happened, but we'll get there. We'll talk about it.
So you're doing coconut too?
Yes. So this is supposed to be a coconut field, right?
Okay.
And then something happened. Then we got this.
Oh my goodness. So how many fishes are in here?
I think fishes are maybe about 6,000 fingerlings. Okay. Oh, now they are not fingerlings. These are big boys now.
Yeah, they're big.
They get in there a couple of months. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
So you're gonna sell this, or is it just for?
Oh yeah. No, not for the house. So
okay.
I think this area they go to I think it's Yeji to get fish. So hopefully when it's done right, we will hope to fill the gap so the market women don't have to travel.
You're settling down in this Ghana.
Yes.
Oh! Settling down in this Ghana.
Back to the soil.
Hey,
where
please, can I point and kill?
Sure. You know what? That would be this
one
here.
Okay.
These are the matured ones.
Those are the big ones. Okay, these are the baby ones.
You know what? Let me welcome you first.
Okay, all right.
And then we'll come and harvest.
Okay, no problem
you come and
at
harvest.
all. Wow. Yeah. So tell us about the area that we're in. And
so you are on. This is Abinanimo. So I name all the fields after people dear to my family members. So this grandma's field, Abinanimo. Nimo field. But then we got a little crazy. So we're taking the field and we're making Abinanimo Eco Village.
Okay. So who's Abinanimo to you?
Abinanimo is my dear grandmother.
Oh.
Bless her soul.
Bless her. Did she look after you when you were?
Oh yes.
Okay.
So I understand I was dumb with grandparents barely when I was still feeding, maybe about 6-7 months. Yeah, my mom just dumped me. So it's always been.
She went to work, or what do you mean dump? She can't dump.
Well,
like
she
that.
went to work and then she left. She traveled.
Okay.
She traveled, just like everybody else,
But then that's how you got to the US.
So yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how I got my passport. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Okay.
Yeah. And then of course, grandpa, his grandpa is still alive. He turned 102.
What?
March. Yes, 102.
102 years old.
102.
Does he still have memory? Does he still?
It depends the conversation.
Okay.
But he'll carry a good conversation.
Yeah?
Yeah, he'll carry a good conversation.
March the what? Because I'm March.
March 18th.
March 18th. I'm March 13th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, 5
March
days apart.
are the best.
I think so.
Yes.
I would say December.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we do a little something here.
Okay.
So one day you catch your fish,
Cut
come
your
relax,
fish, relax here.
cook it for you, and then we're good.
Wow,
So,
this is nice.
yep. Rule was setting, yeah.
So what made you set up like this?
You know, I got to give credit. So one time, was it last year, we were in a place called Zen Gardens.
Zen Gardens, yeah.
So we're out there, you know, and I came back here, right? And I was like, you know what, we could put a few swings here. And then, like, no, I'm going to Zen Garden the area.
Wow.
So that's the inspiration.
Okay,
So
so
we're
you're
working
gonna have
on
a
it.
live band as well, because Zen Gardens there. Come
Oh
on.
yeah. For here we do maybe once a month.
Once a month. That's nice.
Once a month. So let's get you seated.
I love it.
We tap palm wine if you're interested.
I love palm wine. Let's do this.
Yep.
And then we'll have a conversation about your journey
All right.
from all the way from the US
All the way.
to where was it? Your friend said
Jinijini. You know that song, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course I do. Alrighty. I will keep shouting. I will keep saying it. You need to come back home because others are coming and they're doing amazing things. Now, this is somebody that has worn, I'll say, many hats, from the US Navy to being a lawyer. Now, forget the courtroom suits. He's wearing muddy boots. A little rhyme for you guys there. But no, welcome to the Denta Show. This is the Diaspora Transition Conversation. And I'm joined by George Aduhene, who is a diasporan and said that Denta, Maba, I'm doing farming. And I'm like, whoa, from being in the US Navy, from lawyer, and now you're doing this. George, tell me about your transition.
All right. So I think it's all started here. I tell people, a crowd boy, I've always known my village. All right. So did some education here.
Okay.
And then,
which school?
Alajuwan Primary.
Okay.
And then Winneba Secondary School. Before Urali.
Okay.
And then Ukwapamai.
Okay.
And then after that, I left for the US.
Okay. What made you leave? What was behind it?
At that point, well, mom was gone, and then at that point, everybody wants to leave. You know, that was the days where you get to the airport and you just dust off your shoes. I'm gone. I'm not coming back.
Not coming back.
So yeah, joined mom, and that was back in 1997.
Okay.
First, and want to be in the service. Actually, I think I would have been in service if I stayed in Ghana because my biological dad was in the service. So grew up around Flagstaff House. So I always had that military blood.
Okay.
So first stop, U.S. Navy. Traveled the world, saw the world, literally.
Wow.
Many cities and countries around the world. And then,
what was your favorite country that you visited? I know you were working, but
favorite port, Malaga, Spain.
Malaga, Spain. Okay.
Malaga, Spain.
Okay.
Be there July 4th.
Oh.
Okay, we leave it like that.
Okay.
And then split Croatia, split. And Venice, of course. So it goes on and on. I don't know if Trieste, actually, either Trieste or Florence, but just to get your flavor there.
Okay.
Yeah. So then after that, got back, left, went to school, Howard, undergrad, and then went on to law school. I'd always wanted to, I don't know, for some reason, even in the Navy days, I'll tell them I'll just want to leave, go back, and I'll come back. And then so after law school, I applied for one job. Fortunately, so usually they pick 50 people across the United States, U.S. Navy JAG jobs, and I got picked. I didn't do it. I say that because when one time I was talking to this guy, and I said, you got picked for JAG and you didn't do it, you're an idiot. but it was great.
It was a big thing, yeah?
Oh, yes.
What's JAG, just for some?
So that's lawyers in the military.
Okay.
So for me, it was serving those served.
Okay.
But something changed, and along the same time, I think there was a project. I think just then, that was when I think the days of I think there was that transitioning coming where people were blogging had just started, and I started a project, and I thought it would be a conflict if I had stayed. I couldn't do what I wanted to do, so we stopped, and it didn't go so well. So that actually I made that call not to do JAG because of that project. So that ended it, and then did other things. Ended up working for Department of Homeland Security.
Okay.
I work for Customs as of now, and you dare not stop me in the, halfway because I would talk your ears off with the farm job now.
Really?
So, yeah, but I love serving. I've served. I think I've been with customs altogether going 15. So
15 years,
altogether it's about 18 years of service.
Mm.
And then I think back in 2017, I was just watching TV, randomly watching TV, and there was CNN medical correspondence going on, and he discussed cancer, a big C, and then he talked about, chemo and other things, and he just happened to mention a fruit, and I should say, he didn't say it cures, but he said it has some of the highest cancer fighting properties.
Yeah.
So I did a little research on it, and it's, I know this. And so I called Grandpa, and I asked him, and he said, apre, because locally it's apre.
Apre, okay. And yeah, alu to green.
That's Gan.
Ah, okay.
Alu green to green.
Alu green.
The Gans will kill you.
But what's it? How your friend is saying?
Apre.
Okay, apre.
Or as you like to favorably call it, alu green to green.
Yes.
And it's
soursop.
Soursop or graviola.
Or graviola, okay.
Yes, tropical South American Caribbean fruit. So, since we had it, okay.
Wow.
Smell it.
Oh, so good. I don't want to taste it now because...
Don't taste it, don't taste it. Let's keep it here. No, actually I'm not offering this. You're going to go pluck your own fruit.
I'm going to pluck my own fruit?
Oh yes, you're going to do your own harvest.
Okay.
So anyway, talk to Grandpa, and I said, it's like, sure. So I asked Grandpa for a piece of land, and then he directed me. So we started a little project, and then I went to, actually I was on the internet, and I picked up some fruits, seeds. I ordered maybe about $1,000 worth of, 1,000 seeds, actually about $200 or something. Okay. Not a single seed germinated.
Oh.
Why? Because they get those seeds and they keep it out there, and then after some months, the best time for viability is about between 30 to 60 days.
Okay.
So anyway, so what we did, we just went to the market. My thinking cap came on and said, "What? But it's local. So why are you getting it from outside?" So we went, and then what Grandpa had, I think the first seedlings were from Grandpa's tree.
Okay.
So we started, and then we did a nursery. We actually acquired 250 from Kumasi and another 200 from somewhere in Kufuor. So we combed the whole Ghana, and that's what we could get. So we planted the 450, and you get a chance to harvest from any of those 450. And then we did the nursery, and then we started getting into thousands. Wow. So I think now, I'll let you do the counting when you get there, but I think it's safe to say we have them in thousands, and we have at least about 3,000 trees that are matured, fruiting now. Right now.
Ready to harvest, wow.
Yes, we harvest every day, and you're going to harvest. So it's always been, you want to come back home. The first thought would probably, come back, set up a law firm, do something legal, but I think I've found what actually speaks to me. And I think just coming back, I know this my land. I've, walked as a kid. Grandpa put me on his bike across. So it feels home. Yeah. It feels home. It feels right. And some of the fertile soils that you could ever have. So it's been great, and I'm just happy to be home to contribute. My little, and it's not just you doing farming, but then the idea that you can contribute, give back. So we employ a good number of people. I think we have about 18 across the villages around here. Right. Indirectly, we have drivers who distribute in Kumasi, Accra, and others. And I think now we need more hands. Okay. We could use more hands. Yeah, we've expanded, but you got to. It's family, friends, business for now. So we haven't really. So we go on our pace. Okay. So, but it's been great. It's been great.
You mentioned that you could have come back and set up a law firm, right? Because that's your background. That's what you've been doing in the US. Farming is capital intense.
Oh yes.
And it needs a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And so, how are you able to balance that? How are you able to? Because a lot of people are watching that are looking to come back, right? And are looking to go into agriculture, into farming. What would you say were some of the challenges that you faced, and why have you kept doing farming?
So the first thing it's always land. You know, our land tenure system is horrible. You know, so you have like this parcel of land is like 10 people, right? And everybody has a little piece, and eventually nobody. And farming is life in Ghana. It's not so much agriculture, and like you said, it's capital intense, and you need a lot of patience. Patience. I think I was watching this brother from the United States. He was in the Air Force, and he's doing some project, and somebody asked him how much money do you think, and say hundreds of thousands. Yeah, literally, you need that much. Now, so I gambled on myself, and I have friends and family, bless them, that gambled on me.
Wow.
So that's how we've been going at it, and bless them. And it's just a huge gamble. All right, you could take your money, put it in the stock market, or do any other thing. But in farming, look, a whole season you could lose a whole crop, whatnot. But I would say, don't jump into it because like, okay, this person is doing this. Your heart has to be in it.
Yeah.
And you have to be ready to get your hands dirty. I can't be sitting in the office somewhere and wearing, you know, suit and tie and say, hey, did farming for you. No, you have to be on the ground, know what you have to be part of it. So land. And I tell people, Accra is not where you found your, I mean, good luck if you have some good lands, but then I think let's get outside. Let's get outside, get into our communities. That's great. Other people doing phenomenal things in Accra. But if you really want to get into farming, sure, if you can get that land in Accra, good for you. But if not, go to your village.
Right.
Go to your village and find a good land. Make sure you talk to people, people who have stake in the land. I'm not a big person of buying off land, you know, because when you buy land from people, right, what happens is by the time your crops are coming up, they've squandered the money you gave them.
Right.
So now, you know, they want a piece of what you have, and that becomes a problem. So there are all kinds of arrangements that you can do with them, you know, lease agreement, and make sure they have a stake in what you're doing. So, look, it's fulfilling. And I think if you want to get into farming, you should at all costs pick what you are passionate about. Don't say, I'll go into green cells, so I'm going to do it. Do you have an interest? For instance, I don't really, I'm not a goat person. I eat goat if it happens. But I can't see myself in a, pen chasing after them or so.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. So find something that you're passionate about, that speaks to you, that you're comfortable, and then. But hey, if you want.
I know you mentioned in the beginning you're watching TV and you saw that they mentioned the fruit that helps with cancer, and when you did your research, did you come across any other products, cocoa, cashew? Was there any other thing that you thought, okay, I could venture into that as well? I know that we're also in the coconut. Farm, so you're doing coconut, but why particularly?
So the inspiration was, okay, so you have cocoa, right? We have cocoa, and part of the research, as I figured, we can diversify the whole agricultural sector, right? Cocoa, we heavily depend on cocoa, right? But we could do what they call the non-traditional tree crops, right? So for instance, in our portfolio, we have Soursop, we have coconut, that's where we are, the coconut field, and then we have Prekese.
Prekese, yeah.
Prekese, so, as a kid.
It's also healthy.
Very, very, very,
you drink
very
it as
healthy.
tea.
You drink the tea. So we have, I'm giving you a little secret, we have a project, and I think now we should have now less than maybe between 500 and 1,000 trees somewhere. One day, you come back and do
Okay, I'll come back.
So, but the idea is to do non-traditional stuff, non-traditional trees. So we've identified a couple that we want to pursue stage by stage. But then, I know I mentioned how it has these cancer properties and stuff, but it's one of the most nutritious fruits. You have all your vitamins and whatnot packed in there. So even if it's not for, so what you taking is medicine. Your food is your medicine. If that's the case, why not eat? So we've have some other things. I don't know. People ask me, say, well, you have a farming brand, and say, are you doing cashew? But no, I thought there's so much we can do. So I think for us, those that we've identified, at least those that we're doing. So that's what inspired it.
Okay. Yeah. And then, in terms of the land, you touched on it again. How was it getting the land? How many acres do you have? One for the coconut, one for the.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So unfortunately, we've talked about challenges. We sit on there's about 25 acres coconut field. We planted about 600. Died. Oh. People didn't. Coconut they don't like weeds. No, and then somebody you pay people, they don't do it. And then we brought in. I think we planted about 1,500 more. That some has survived, and so that's what you see around. But
Okay.
hopefully they'll pop up, and then we're trying to patch up the little holes.
So you said, what makes it die? What happens? What do you need
Well,
to...
it's not, people are not taking care of it.
Okay.
I mean, you competing with weeds and
Right.
stuff. When I think when we're working, we're too engaged in conversations. I
Yeah.
forgot. But when we're going back, I'll
Yeah.
point out some of them. So, and this land actually, I have to be fair. Coconut doesn't like too much water,
Okay.
and here it's a little mushy. So we figured a way, and so we're doing better. I mean, after a while, you lose some. So imagine you spend, and I think now it's about 25 Ghana cedis a seedling.
Wow.
So if you and then you pay people, and so that's talk about risks and capital intensive. So that's it. So yeah, the coconut, and then
And then the other where we're
the
gonna go.
fricassee.
How
Which
many
one?
land? How much
Oh,
acres
okay,
is
yeah.
that?
This one is about 25
Yeah.
acres. We have, I think now it's about 65 acres. The main field,
Okay.
the Agribusiness or
Yeah.
Soursop field, that's about 25. A friend of mine back in Accra has, like I said, if you find the land, a friend of mine has volunteered, or he wants to work on something that he's given about 500 acres. But that land, you need to invest heavily. I think around Dodo area,
Okay.
I've seen it. But you have to have your irrigation in place. It's loamy soil. You have to have your irrigation in place before you put anything on the ground. So, again, maybe when I win the lottery, I will do that. But yeah, so, and then so that's.
What's the budget for something like that? What's the budget realistically?
I need to talk to my agronomists and all the experts. But I would say, look, on top of my head, that project will not be less than $500,000 for 500 acres of land to plant. It wouldn't be less than $500,000.
Wow.
I haven't seen that money before. So,
Wow. So if you add up all the land together, how many are you using how many are you cultivating?
So altogether, I think we've cultivated over maybe about 230 acres of land. Now we're still working with the chiefs, and I think I've asked him, when I told him, he was shocked, and I said, if you give me 1,000, I will take it. And I think he has about 1,000 acres there. So we're we're getting there. So for us, 230 acres, it's a good foundation.
Okay.
Let me put it that way, good foundation. But working with the chiefs, I think by next couple of years, we should be hitting about thousands acres, and
Wow,
then
that's amazing.
we dare to dream.
Good. We have to keep dreaming, and we have to I'm so happy that you are here and you are facing the challenges and overcoming the challenges, because you mentioned you planted 600 coconut trees.
Seriously? Oh, it gets worse. So one of the fields, right, we had about 10,000 trees. So this chief, well, I probably meant no, menace, but he turned around and gave it to some guys who were doing tomatoes.
Okay.
So in their smart mind, they just set the whole field ablaze, burned down the whole trees.
Oh my goodness.
Literally. So I saw the video, right? I saw it, I looked at it, and I put it away. Because imagine I lost a couple of drones over there.
My goodness.
Right, and so those are some of the things. But look, it's who will give their money to you to do that. So, but I have a good crop of friends, family, and I gamble on me, and they gamble, and we've come a long way. So that's how it's been going.
No, so I mean, just on the challenges part, you planted 600 coconut trees, and all of them, it didn't last.
Nope.
It went. This is what frustrates some of the diasporans, right? That I can't come, put in this investment, and then watch it go to waste, because it's hard. People think that it's probably easy to get money outside, but it's hard. You literally are working for every single penny.
Yeah, you do.
And so when you come and you invest, and the people don't help you to make sure that it's sustainable, then it puts a lot of them off. So what has kept you going and not giving up?
So I look at it this way. So let's say you put money in the stock market, right? You have to be ready. Just don't look at it like, okay, it's easy. You look, it's great. What your education, what you give people, and that rest. But you have to be ready, just like any business.
Okay.
It can't just be, oh my goodness, I put my money in Ghana and it's going. You cannot put money anywhere. But again, it's all just as a business. All right, you're in to win or lose, and the bigger the risks, the greater the rewards. And so again, it's not a better way. But for diasporas, the thing is, don't sit there and say somebody's doing farming for you.
Right.
All right. If you invest in a company, sure, then you just sit there, they bring you returns, you read it.
Yeah.
But then if you are involved, get on the ground, get your hands dirty. And then the whole, I mean, there's so many other things. Like there's a brother doing what's the name? Is it moringa?
Moringa, okay.
Moringa.
Moringa is also
Moringa, huge. So moringa, and actually that inspired me. So there was a lady, I think she was doing working with USAID or one of them companies, and then she was getting sick. So this lady advised her, you could take the moringa leaves, and so she did. It helped her, and then she did her research. She found out Ghana, around Agribusiness, somewhere in Kumasi, has some of the best moringa leaves. So she invested, and I think it's called Kuli, Kuli. It's $1 billion industry.
Billion.
United States dollars.
My goodness.
Billion. So, but I didn't get into moringa because I felt I don't have the competitive advantage, right? Besides, so that's again some of the non-traditional tree crops that we can all, develop. And so, but look, farming is life. The joy of what watch. So you lose some, but it's also a joy when you watch them grow, spring up. I can't wait to pluck from these coconuts. You should have seen my face the first time I did my olive green to green harvest or soursop harvest. So it's just a joy. So it's not just the returns, but personally there's that fulfillment if you're into it. But
George, do we respect our fruits though? Because one of this soursop in the UK is about £20.
So a pound of soursop in the US is about $15 to $20 a pound, right? I wish we had a scale so
we could weigh it. Yeah,
that's not the best fruit, but anyway, it's better than what I've seen in the shops.
Yep.
So that's probably 20 pounds, like $20, $50, and the big ones, I hope you find one. So yeah, we don't. And I'm told people are asking, why is it true that he's truly a lawyer in the United States? Because if it is, why would you in your right mind come here and say you're doing apre? Right, so we don't, and we have so many fruits, like the star, I think African star apple, Alasa.
Alasa, yeah.
So that's, for instance, I don't know if there's a plantation here. There's not.
Yeah.
So again, that's another area. Good juice, healthy. So we don't respect our fruits, and not just the fruits.
But how do we educate ourselves on it? How do we do better when it comes to knowing that, look, this can heal. This is a healing product. Right?
So people that go to the organic shops, like in the UK, in the US, and stuff, and then people that patronize organic foods respect
these fruits.
These fruits. So, but I think, like my grandfather, right? And then growing up, other people, so they eat a lot of fruits. So I think it's all about education, and now people are getting more health conscious. Okay. So that level is helping too. So.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, we made it.
The juice. Yep. Okay, soursop juice. Hey, CediFresh, we have our own juice.
Yes, we do.
Let's talk about it.
All right. So, I have to give props to what's the food research.
Okay.
So I always
CSR, CSIR.
CSIR.
Yeah.
It's always mouthful.
Yeah.
So I give them props. I think what's the professor's name? Anyway, a shout out to them. So we're working with them, and so we're doing. They put this together with the brother, and then working with the Food and Drug Authority board. Yeah. So we are approved.
Excellent.
So if you write me a nice check, if you give me $1 million, where we put in a plant, we'll be producing fresh soursop right here from Jinijini.
Wow.
Right, and then I want to put here proudly made in Jinijini.
Yeah.
Not in Accra. Everything is made in Accra.
Everything is made in Accra.
No, I want proudly made in Jinijini. So you know what?
So Jinijini is where we are.
We are in Jinijini.
And that's Brekum.
Brekum West.
Brekum West.
So now Jinijini is the district capital.
Okay.
Brekum. You know that song, right?
A dance song.
You're free Jinijini, your capital.
Yeah.
We'll play it for you later.
Yeah.
All right. So you know what? All right. Try this. Let's try it.
Okay. So this has soursop 100%.
Just 100%. Pure 100%. All right. I didn't make it. If you don't like it, tell them so.
I love it.
They'll do a better job.
I love it.
100%.
And it expires on the 6th, so June. It expires in June, so it lasts quite long.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it fresh, and I know there's people have all kinds of juice on the market, but I don't think anybody has 100% natural juice in the market. So
Because one of the things is that it's quite a hard fruit to deal with.
very, very, very delicate. Look,
Very, very delicate.
and that's another reason why people don't get into
So
it.
this,
Yeah.
I would buy.
How much will you pay for that bottle? People have been asking me, and I said, well, I don't know. So,
how much
£5?
is a normal? Yeah, like £5 in the UK.
So
I would buy
I'll
it.
say $9.99. So you always got to leave a cent.
Yeah, it would go.
Yeah. Besides this, right? So I'm told, and the medical people, we don't going to get there, but it has some of the most like serious cancer-fighting properties. So healthy, nutritious, and then has some medicinal purposes too.
Yeah.
So great.
It's
Now,
healthy.
not just the juice, the leaves.
The leaves too.
The leaves. So
What does the leaves do?
okay, Grandpa. Well, I have to tell his story. So about 5 years ago, or maybe 6 when we started, and he said, he couldn't go really well, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, we're not taking him to the hospital. So we bought the tea.
The leaves.
Yeah, the leaves.
Okay.
Tea, and then he was good to go, and he has never complained about it. So just what's the medicinal ones? So per the internet, Google says, I didn't say it, I'm not a doctor, that it has some of the best curative properties for prostate cancer. So people really like the leaves. You just grab some leaf, put it in hot water, and then some allegedly claim it helps your blood pressure and all kinds of.
But there's a high rate of prostate cancer in Ghanaian men now.
So we all should
It's one
start
of the
drinking
highest.
Soursop tea. Okay,
So
drink up.
definitely there needs to be.
Yeah, and actually, so what we also try to do, when you get the time, we have to get we working with a guy in tech
Okay.
to use the seeds for oil.
So there's lots of things that you can.
There's lots of things, and I hear he has some of the best for skin toning, your hair, and other things. So I'll wait for that comes in, and that's when I'll grow back my hair.
I don't think you're ever going to grow back your hair. But why the name CediFresh?
Whew. So Cedi came from, I told you I turned down to go do JAG because of a project we're doing.
Yeah.
So I think it was Cedi Post.
Okay.
So it's a blog, all
Okay.
right? And Cedi Post. And I think the Cedi was, I think we coined something about concern, educate, whatever it is. So when that didn't work and I was trying to register a company, I thought based on that investment, so we took the post and put the fresh, Cedi
Okay.
Fresh. So that's where
CediFresh.
it comes from. So and then Cedi, I remember we said also Cedi as a currency. And then when I was blogging, it was more knowledge is power, information is empowers you. So again, playing around it. So currency of exchange. So again, the currency information, and so I guess that's stuck with me. So that's why CediFresh. Yeah,
CediFresh.
So,
I like it.
so yeah, I think we expanding. Hopefully one day it becomes a big parent company with subsidiaries and that's not. So yeah.
And are you seeing a younger generation getting into farming in this district?
Well, why would you go into farming when your punishment is to go weed? All right, and then every farmer. So there was, I think it was a UN or one of these programs, and I think that she's a doctor from Kenya, and then she got a cute lady, and she said, you know what? When you guys are doing commercial farming, use a pretty lady like me. And everybody thought she was being, whatever. But she was making a point.
To make it look sexy.
Sexy and attractive.
And beautiful.
Oh, look, take any, it's just some tattered person, wretched looking, rugged, old, dirt.
Yeah.
Kinda. So that's one of the things where when we started farming, say, I just don't want to have a farm.
Right.
But we're building a business where you come and say, oh, wow. And that's what happens, when you drive in the countryside in the UK, in the US, I mean, you're talking about serious people with, big investments. So the youth, I mean, I think I read somewhere, I think the new government has a huge agenda on using agri to transform the economy.
Yeah.
So I think if there's enough incentive to, it's just more push-pull factors, all right? don't tell. If I want to, so for instance, we try to incentivize, what's the name? No, motivate them with good pay.
Right.
I don't know if anybody pays anybody better in this community than we do.
Wow.
Period.
So how do we encourage young people to get into agriculture?
Again, like we're saying,
Yeah.
put
Incentives.
incentives. Let it look pretty,
Yeah.
and keep. So let's see this way. Oh, the new minister.
Yes.
There's an MP.
Yeah.
Is it John?
John Jamello.
Yes.
Yes, the Deputy Minister of Agriculture.
He makes agric look sexy.
Okay.
You know, I've seen the videos of him going to his farm. I think we need to put John.
Yeah.
Some of us we put in our face, and there's so many other things. So let's hopefully, through that, it's just people see doctors in white coats. They want to be doctors. They see lawyers in their suit. Maybe one of these days I should
needs
just
to be like an image.
pretend like I'm going to court and change.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, but I think what you're doing also should be. It's another avenue. That's a platform where people are helping to motivate people to get into farming.
Definitely.
And I think if we start thinking of it as a business from the school, teaching curriculum that encompasses agri, I think that's the way to go.
Yeah. So they say that agriculture is a lucrative business. Is Soursop a lucrative business?
All things considered, and if you are fortunate after you overcome all the difficulties. So let's use Soursop, as you said. So let's say an average about 300 trees on an acre of land. And then let's say a tree will give you about 40 fruits, good fruits to make it a market. And so about what? And then
40 fruits, is that a year?
About a year. Let's say good fruits. I'm saying good fruit. So
Yeah.
it could be more, but averagely. And then you say about let's say $20 averagely for however side. So you do the math. You add up the 40 fruits per year times the number of trees you have on an acre.
Yeah.
And then by the price, whatever price may be, right? And then you do your deductions from overhead costs.
Right.
I don't think you will not spend, let's say, $5,000 on an acre. You're not, right? So let's say if you made about 300,000 on an acre on these numbers, you deduct that, but then where it gets you, let's say about 25K for certification.
Okay.
And then you have to do some other overhead stuff, and so you do the math, and let's say you spend let's say 50 to 70K done properly, minus let's say if you made up say 300K. So that's the numbers you're looking at. We haven't started making that yet. Yeah, we're getting there.
Yeah. That's not bad, and I think those are the numbers that people need to see. Yes, when starting out is not easy. Yeah. Right, and then you spoke about like getting certification, so like the FDA, exporting. Tell us a little bit about that as well, because I know that you take it out to Accra. Have you started exporting it yet?
Not yet.
To outside.
So
okay.
On the export part, I personally felt disclosure. So when I started farming, and just like any other job, I have to talk to chief counsel any conflict, right? So as long as I own this company, I have an interest, I'm restricted to export to the United States. All right, that's okay. That's okay for now.
It's because of your job.
Yes, that's a straight conflict. So on record. So that's official. So, but we market Ghana, and then we're trying to get into the regional markets. Okay. So
are you going to use the Africa Continental Free Trade to be able to?
Definitely. We hope we can, when I get back to Accra, sit down, talk to them, write some numbers. So because people are not really aware the numbers involved, now just supplying to, just the local market, some good appreciable numbers coming. Right. We supply to some of the, almost all the top hotels in Ghana. All right. Fantastic. And it's about getting it there. Right. Yeah. So the cost but eventually I think we're going to get into the international market depending on my job situation. Okay. All right. And we'll cross the bridge when we get there.
You get there,
I mean, look.
But how is it working between the US and Ghana? And obviously farming is, something that you need to keep your eye on for it to grow. I always say that there's diasporans that will move back fully. There's diasporans that will go and come. And so you fall in that going and coming back, right?
I think I'm winding down.
You're winding down?
Yeah. So now
Okay.
I try to at least twice a year.
Okay.
And for if how things are shaping up, eventually something has to give.
Right.
Something has to give. And I think now you have people in very younger age retiring, and it's not like you just transition from one job to another, because I think that's what's going to happen. I've given myself couple of years.
Yeah.
Couple of years, and
To come back fully.
But of course, I always maintain ties to.
Of course.
My home,
I mean, that's where you've
exactly. So
you've
it's
done
not
business.
you can never leave
fully.
but
always go
but you
back.
spend some more time here, and I
Yeah.
think then we could probably get tired of doing maybe teaching in the university or doing some legal work or
Right.
some other thing, because it can get boring after some time. I
Yeah.
can see that. So
And George, I love the way you set up.
thank you.
It's relaxing. It's like I see how all the workers, the team. So this is where they have lunch and everything. What's the hub? Why did you come out with the hub?
I'd always wanted a bar in the States. I always wanted to have a sports bar.
Okay.
Right? But then, with certification, alcohol lines, one time we checked, a couple of guys, we got together and it's like killing. Now, so anyway, so this idea here is, we call this the calabash. The calabash. So
Okay.
that's what it is. And then we thinking of, that's more like a point and kill. Right.
Okay.
Okay. You
Yes,
get
yes,
you go
yes.
harvest, do your point and kill, and then hopefully one day we'll put some cottages down here, and then you can come relax. So yeah, trying to make it more fun.
Tourism-y.
Eco village.
Eco-tourism, eco-village. I like it.
Yeah. So,
I like it. So now you're going to show me around. We're going to go to the farm.
You bet.
I'm going to pick out my own soursop.
So now we saved a little bush that you have to clear. So we got your cutlass,
Hey.
and then we'll get you doing some pruning.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
I'm ready for
ready?
it. Yes. Let's
do
go.
it. Ooh, your first harvest.
Okay.
All right.
After an eventful day on the Soursop farm, we made our way to CediFresh Farms headquarters, a vision George is passionately bringing to life. During the ride, he shared some stories about the community and the impact the farm is already making. So this is Benkum Road.
Benkum Kwang. Then the other side is Nifa Kwang.
Okay.
So if you go walk maybe about 6 more miles, you meet Grandpa's village, proper village. And I forgot to tell you, so at his village, right, he has a board, and it's still there, where he taught me how to read and write.
Oh my goodness.
So I tell people, so proud of him. So by the age of 4, I could read and write.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's why.
Oh, God bless
We
Grandpa.
pump out Grandpa a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you have these cocoa farms all over. And then you will think one day we can have a better road system here. Dry season is not bad, but then during the rainy
season, my goodness.
it's something else.
And let's talk a little bit about community development and community impact.
I think for first directly the employment.
Yeah.
Directly employment, and then as we start making some money, then we can start thinking of some of the sponsorships, like scholarships for some of the school. Oh, you know, I think I was here for class 3, class 4.
Okay.
I'll show you right back up. And then we had a school where we use like the palm leaves as the roof. And so when it rains, of course, that's holiday. Okay. Now I've watched, I've seen that school, now it's all properly roofed. So one day, when all friends get together, I think that's one thing I want to do for them. Yeah, just, and then I think I spoke to the guy. They don't have toilet facilities, and then so we're working on that too.
On that one.
Yeah, but I think the first thing, employment, and I think the game changer, if I may say that, would be when we're able to have the factory. Well, that's the next part, and then I mean, if you can employ how many, so at least now we have some numbers here, and we need to get some more hands, because with the new discovery that we were talking about, the fish ponds and others, so now
so many different things.
Yep. So and then the coconut precursor and others. So I think employment is the main thing, huge, and then of course with that, people making decent money, and then with that comes they can also pay their fees. But as far as the direct ones, that one. All right. So I believe the next time you visit, you can visit the coconut field and catch your own fish.
Yes.
Yep.
And I think it's more fulfilling.
Yes.
As well, knowing that you're helping the community, you're creating employment. You're not just feeding one person, you're feeding 1 times 10 of that.
Yep. So no, fair enough. So when I said this being Kumkwine left, and then this road will be the Nifakwine. So that's the school, SDA Primary. Slow down a bit.
Is that your school?
Yeah, that should be my school now. And this is Grandpa's corner.
Grandpa's corner.
Yeah, that's Grandpa's house over there.
Okay.
School. But when they built this place was, besides the school, there was nothing here.
Wow.
There was nothing here. So this is the chief's new building. Well, I don't know. But then straight across where the blue pillars, that's the chief's palace. And then usually that's their mini double ground. So
is there nightlife here?
Not really.
It's not like Accra.
It's not like Accra. It's not even. I mean, people go to Brekum and hang out, but now they have these little pubs and then what hopefully we're talking about nightlife and others. Hopefully with what we're doing, it will encourage people to stay, because a lot of people go to Brekum, Sunyani. There's nothing happening here. I mean, it's not like restaurant or anything. So
there's no restaurants.
Well, you have chop bars.
Chop bars, yeah.
Plenty of them.
How is it like getting land from the chiefs?
Pay a lot of
back and forth, and they keep milking you here and there. And you just have to play the game with them. But eventually, so once they say yes, what happens? Do you have to go to land registry? Like, how do you get the land in your name and the title?
Yeah, so that's a whole box. So traditionally, what we say utunsa, right? So you pretty much, there are witnesses, and then it's just more this informal arrangement. But it's still admissible in court if you sit down and you exchange, whatever that you exchange. So, but I think now, for me, I bring in the land commission people, I bring a surveyor, and then you have the size, and so
because otherwise, if somebody else comes
and say, hey, like what's going on in Accra sometimes,
But do you think it's better in the villages than like in
Accra? Yes, but it's getting ridiculous now. Here now, I don't think you can find land too. So it's what I think now, people spreading out, and demand for it has gone up. So, but still fairly better here than compared to Accra. All right, welcome to City Village.
Wow. Okay.
So,
big plans for here.
Yes. So the idea, it's not. They see us, oh, hey, are you coming to come sleep here? Well, it's not. So when we started, I said to myself, we're going to put out the complex that any investor comes, you feel comfortable. Yeah. All right. So not just trees. So this sits on 6 acres. And there are roads all around us, and so let's visit the nursery.
Okay.
And then we'll go upstairs.
Yep.
Okay, so this is the nursery.
Okay.
These are all the seedlings. So that's how we do the seedlings, and then we transplant from here. So you take a seed, stick it in one
put
of
it
these.
in.
Yeah, put it in.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And then, so at what point do you take it?
this is ready.
This is ready to
This
go.
is already.
Okay.
So as soon as we clear those additional lots, then
Okay.
we'll
Wow.
yeah. And then so I'll do it back there.
Oh,
So
those are ready to go.
they're all ready to go. Yep. They're ready to go.
Mm.
Yep. I've given some out. I think we gave about 2,000. And this is supposed to be like a break room. I think eventually there's maybe a break room or something. Yeah.
Okay.
And then another media conference room for everybody.
Okay.
Now, so I'm trying to see.
sorry.
That's okay. Trying to see if we can. You go to other places. They don't have that. So we build the factory itself.
Yeah.
I think we can talk to the right authorities and get this place suited for production.
Right.
I mean,
right.
until we,
yeah,
transfer. So, because we go to some of these places and it's just, by the way, you got to start from somewhere. So,
Definitely.
but hey, talking to my guy, and it's like, no, do we have to? Maybe we can just have the structure and put it where we want to put the factory. So,
Yeah.
let's see. It's like a lobby area.
Okay.
And so an office space has a washroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, no, that's a washroom, and then
Okay.
there's an office space.
Okay.
Um,
Ooh, the breeze is nice.
yeah.
They've got a nice breeze.
And why is my? Well, that's supposed to be.
Another office.
That's supposed to be my law office.
Oh, your law office.
So
Okay.
It's suited enough to have. You can do consultation.
Okay.
Because I don't think there's any law office here.
I don't think so.
No. So anything break, I don't think there's that. So at least when we're ready. So we're going to go up. So
Yeah.
please watch your step.
Yep.
This is so one day we just put the Kuma suite.
Oh,
Right,
that's
so,
nice.
If you came from, wherever your comfort zone when you're here,
Yeah, need
you
to
can
feel-
enjoy that comfort,
Definitely.
taking it in, not just in the bush, but at least you can enjoy have some comfort. So. Yeah, if this guy, I think we're ready to go. I mean, if he had finished, so we had asked the guys to bring. I was actually hoping I would be able to sleep here this time, but he didn't. So pay
Next
the dog
time, the next
time. Yeah. So.
You guys can't feel the breeze that I'm feeling yet, but trust me, the breeze hits different. You can't feel it, but I can feel it.
Yeah.
Same
So,
apartments.
yeah, so this same concept that this
Okay.
space is same as here.
Yeah.
So, but this space is bigger.
Okay.
So then we do the.
Okay.
What's your step, please? So this is the Benaye Suites.
Benaye
This is the executive
Suite.
suite. So when we're done, what's your step? So the idea is you can host any dignitary to their taste.
Yeah,
This is the living room, and then
that's great.
you have same concept.
So is it 4 apartments?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, technically it's like 3, because the other side is open space. So,
Okay.
so come check out this view.
Oh my gosh. This is, woo!
So the
Beautiful.
land, it goes beyond that tree, and then it's goes further out, maybe almost the whole land size is about 6 acres. So, and then we have 700 mature trees, fruit in here. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm going to come back when it's done.
Oh, yes. You gotta come leave your mark.
Yeah.
All right.
So what would you tell diasporans that are trying to move back, but still, thinking about it, not sure? What would your words be to them?
But sometimes you have to, do your due diligence and get the right people, hopefully.
Yeah, to
And then
support
just,
your vision.
and I think if your heart is in it, you pull it through.
Yeah.
Your heart has to be in it. It can't just be, oh, well, there's just quick ways to, okay, I know Soursop, yeah, it's a lot of money, so I'm going to do it. I mean, you have to have your heart in it. So by all means, please, let's come home. And it can be, you just get up and go. Take your time, visit, gradual, come home, visit, not the partying time. Yeah, party all right, but take time, know your surrounding, do your due diligence, and then when you're ready, just jump in.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid.
So do you think we're looking too much in Accra though?
Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. So I tell people there is more to Ghana than Accra. Yeah. So some of us we're doing the Ghana beyond Accra.
Ghana beyond Accra.
Ghana
Okay.
beyond Accra. So it's a hike, but when you come outside Accra, this is equally beautiful. Yeah. And people tell you, oh, you could have done this, but then we can develop. So for me, I think it helps build a community as well. So now other people are putting up all these fancy buildings, because before everybody's building Accra, Brekum, nobody wants to put any good-looking building here.
Right.
And even now they're still questioning my whole mindset. Like, are you serious? But no, I think sometimes you have to attract.
That's a question I was going to ask you. Did you get people discouraging you from coming back from building what you've built so far?
So far, we're still going through it. Like, I'm still answering questions. Why would you put this here?
Wow.
And if you put it any other place, you could be making this, that. It's like, but there's a reason, there's a dream, there's something to it. When it starts making sense, you'll get it. Because it's not you building to come sleeping. I mean, there's a little small space for your bed, but then you're trying to attract. So I always tell people, an investor, right? Bring an investor, fly them after all. Or if they drive, that's horrible. Flight is easy. Yeah. But they come out here, all the way out here. So this is supposed to be an open space, right? Yeah. And then just relax. Let's talk business here. All right, let's talk business. And then this is the Soursop. And then you get down, go plug the Soursop. Yeah. Come the weekend, So that's the thought process. That's the concept, right? And then different visions, but this is just how I feel about it. And I think I'm hoping it will inspire the same way from my little, this town. I'm hoping maybe in the next 10 or a couple of years, some other case too will say, hey, I knew this guy or this kid, he did it, I can do better. Right. So and then gradually, so people are not just always migrating to Accra, but at least there could be jobs here. It kills my heart with all those stories about the desert stories and stuff, and sometimes it's just for peanuts. So if we can get some good money here, why not? So you totally believe that agriculture is the way? It is. I mean, from the basics, food is life. We should be able to feed ourselves. We're doing more of the exotic ones, but then somebody can do plantain, you can do cassava, you can do anything, but agriculture is the way to go. You need lots of patience. You have to be patient. Yeah. That's about 7 years going and still. Wow. So you just keep
7 years.
Keep
7 years.
Keep pumping. But you see the trees now, we can enjoy, plug them and enjoy. So, but this is our foundation. We're just getting started. Ashasi. Yeah.
Guys, this is just the beginning, and like I always tell you, you have to come back home. You have to invest. You have to do something. And I hope that George's story will inspire you. Yes, it's been 7 years, but it's been 7 years of hard work, determination to get to where he is. He's employed people. He's building a community. And so you can do the same. You can. You can do it. It's in you. You can. And I will keep telling you that you can until you come home back to Ghana. I hope that you've enjoyed the show. Make sure that you do subscribe, share this video. And if you do want to invest and be part of what George is doing, CediFresh, contact us and we'll put you in touch with him. Remember, if fear, home is home.